Monday. Walking into work. Unfortunately, it turns out to be quite cold this morning, so no good deed goes unpunished. But my hat and gloves have it covered, so it's no big deal. I've been my mask up my face because it was starting to put up my glasses pretty regularly. But since I've moved it up, it seems to not be doing that anymore, so that's good. Progress there. Still don't know what this week has in store. Still don't know if my Xbox is due this week or if it's due next week. Originally, when I ordered it, the website seemed to indicate this week, but the email I got the weekend suggested next week. It's not a big deal either way, but obviously, if it's this week, you'll see it in this video. If it's next week, it'll be in the next video. So, apart from that, just gonna play it by ear. No real plans this week other than work, but I'm sure we'll find some stuff to do. And take you with me when I do.
Oh hey, hi, hello. It's Thursday. A couple of big things happened, well, one of them is big, one of them is just cool. Things from today. But one of them is not publicly available as of the time I'm speaking. So if it's still not publicly able to be spoken about by the time this goes up next week, then I'll have to cut somewhere. So if there's a jump cut right after I finish this sentence, that's why. Because the first thing can't be spoken about yet. And we're back if there was a jump cut. If not, I'm just weirdly saying that. I'm going to leave this in. I'm going to leave that in even if there's no edit, because it's funny. It's funny that I'm doing this. The other thing is, it got confirmed yesterday that my Xbox shipped this week. And I got an email and a text message from the Royal Mail today. It's arriving tomorrow morning. Unfortunately, I will be at work when it arrives. So I'll be at, between doing things, I'll like put the phone out, check notifications, and refresh it until it gets delivered. My landlord should be in to receive it, hopefully, so that should be fine. But assuming that all goes right, when I get home from work tomorrow, I'll have my Xbox set up. So that whole saga will finally be over, and we'll be able to play some games. Like, probably the first thing I'll do is fire up Forza Horizon. Be like, look how high resolution and high frame rate that is. Way better than it runs on my Xbox One. So that's something exciting to look forward to. Yeah, that's Thursday. So looking ahead to Friday and beyond for the other thing, which you may or may not have heard about. It depends if people know yet.
So I just looked at my watch because it beeped. I've had the all-important email. Says, Royal Mail. Hi, Mr. Paul Douglas. We delivered your parcel from Game Digital Limited today, Friday, March 2021. My Xbox has been delivered. So it's waiting for me at home. As you can see, I'm back at work today, so I have to wait until after 8 p.m. tonight to go and get it in my hands, but I've got it. It's arrived at my home, unlike the previous one. So that's exciting. That will either make today go really quickly or really slowly. Those are the two options. There's no in between. There's no in between. I'm wearing my my new Daniel Ricciardo T-Shirt today, so I'll show you that. It's your McLaren, your DR3 signature on the front, and on the back, Ricciardo 3. One of my favorite things about the change to the permanent driver numbers is teams can make this merchandise now where it's shirts with the driver's name and number on the back, like other sports teams do. It's cool. I love them. I had the Renault one, but Dan's at McLaren now, which is my favorite team, so that worked out great. So now I've got this one. Yeah, cool. Exciting day. So Gotta get through work. As I understand, there's pizza today. They're giving those of us on site pizza as a thank you for coming on site, so that's nice. So we'll take a look at that, and later on, I'll go home and set my Xbox up. Yeah, cool. As promised, check it out. It's pizza party time. Got a chicken feast and some garlic bread and a bottle of Coke to go with it. So yeah, that's my lunch today. All good. Still cutting down the hours until I can go home and get that Xbox. I'm still here for another almost 6 hours. But it's going slow, but we're getting through it. More than halfway now. So when you cut my break. So yeah, cool. All right, let's go. Gotta eat this pizza. Get through the rest of the day. Get home to my Xbox. I'm home and I'm happy. So you know what that means. It's here. Let's take a look. There it is. It's been a long time coming. So, I'm gonna get this unboxed, show you what's inside, or get this opened up and then show you what's inside. Then I'll unbox it. And then I've got to decommission that Xbox One S and get this installed. That's my evening. Let's go. Alright, let's go. There it is. My Xbox. Finally. And then back here we have HDMI cable, power cable, and the new controller all wrapped up, ready to go. So I'm gonna unwrap everything, decommission the 1S, and get this set up. So I'll show you once I'm done. All right, it's done. It's set up. We're ready to go. There it is. Edit spot next to the NVIDIA Shield Simmons, and of course my PS5 is there too. There's a PS4 Pro down there, but it's out of action. Yeah, and time to get going. There's the setup screen, suggesting I use a phone, which I probably will do. Let's do this. Hello there. It's Saturday. So it's another day from when you last saw me. You're wondering about the Xbox, aren't you? It's fine. It's all good. It's all set up. But I haven't been able to play any high-end next-gen games or anything yet because although I had some, games that have been upgraded already on those storage devices, they need to download the upgrades. And some of those upgrades are basically the entire payload of the game again, because in order to make use of the Xbox Velocity architecture or whatever, I think they had to re-architect how some of the file structures and whatever work, or something like that. Replace probably a lot of the assets in some cases because, Smart Delivery probably put Xbox One S assets on my Xbox One S for obvious reasons, and obviously the Series X will need higher resolution textures and whatnot to go with its 4K output. But yeah, so those are all been downloading, but I was able to get a little bit of game time in because didn't need upgrade was, of course, Xbox 360 game Grand Theft Auto 4, which is my favorite Grand Theft Auto. So I booted that up because the power of the Series X means that game finally runs in 60 hertz, which didn't even come close to keeping its 30 hertz cap on 360, I think. Certain cap target even on 360. And even on the Xbox One, at least on the S, I don't know what the case with the X was. I think it was better, but still not perfect. You could get it above 30, but it was very inconsistent. So you'd get up and downy frame times, which meant it'd stutter and be a bit herky-jerky. Whereas the Series X has enough power that it just flat out runs at 60.
which is the cap, which again it never approached back in the day. So it's still running at like your HD ready, like 720 resolution or whatever it renders at. It's possibly even, I don't know, slightly lower than that. I can't remember the exact technical profile, but so it doesn't look better, but it runs way better. And I have Air Server installed on the Xbox, which means unlike on the PlayStation, I can listen to Apple Music while I'm playing my games. So I was driving around in GTA 4, listening to some Taylor and some Becky G and some Churches. It was great. I like the driving in GTA 4 a lot. A lot of people hate it. It's maligned because it's a bit more involved, I think, than a lot of other GTA driving models. But that's kind of why I like it. It's active. There's a lot of slipping and sliding with the, you can do great big handbrake turns, things like that. And I like you can often like feel the body roll in the cars and manipulate them and ease them around corners. And yeah, I used to really like doing the street races in GTA 4 because I just loved the driving model. So it was actually, on top of being a open world sandbox, it was a great racing game. And it's alright. So yeah, cool to see that running at its best. Some of the upgrades finished overnight. Say the H2 is upgraded. I don't know if that's actually optimized or if that was installing the sort of 1X version. I can't remember off the top of my head, but Forza Horizon 4 upgraded itself. So when I get home later, I'll be booting up Forza Horizon 4 because that's going to be great in Series X. But for now, I'm just back at work with another day of assessments and whatnot, and looking forward to getting home and getting some serious Series X time in, even though, again, it'll only be a few hours because I finish at 8 and go to work at 8 again tomorrow morning. So, but then, after that shift, 2 days off, so Sunday night onwards into Monday and Tuesday will really stretch the legs of this Series X. It's really cold this weekend, so instead of walking all the way into work this morning and probably all the way home tonight, like I was originally, planning on doing this week, I got the shuttle bus in this morning after a little walk down the street to the station there. And I'll probably use the shuttle bus tonight and tomorrow as well. So, to fill in some of the walking that I would have been doing outside to get to and from work, I figure I'm just gonna set an indoor work exercise on my watch on my break now and walk around the building a little bit. I'll get the steps in. So, here's that. And that'll do. So, that's the workout. We'll call it there for now, and then I'll walk home from the bus stop as well. It should get you past the 30 minutes or so that we try and aim for. I'm taking my Sunday walk on my break outside today. It's still pretty cold, but it's not as freezing as it is in the morning and the night. When I'll be walking in or away from work, so I figured mix it up rather than walking indoors again. Make use of some of this outdoorsy green space we got, and walk outside. So we'll up what happened yesterday. My Xbox had finished installing and upgrading the existing games I had for the Series X versions. So got in, did a little moving around to get everything on the drives I want them on. Basically, I want anything that needs to be on the internal, stuff I'm playing that doesn't need the internal on the external SSD, and then everything else on the terabyte hard drive external for like cold storage, if you like. So I got all that done, and then I was able to start playing some games, some next gen. Starting off with, as probably expected, Forza Horizon 4, which looks incredible in 4K 60 on the Series X. Took the Cyberpunk car out for a spin because it's probably the best way to experience that car in that game rather than the game it comes from. And then I'd seen someone down a caterer in it recently, and I was like, I like a caterer, so I bought a caterer. Drove a few races in that. I had originally only played a little bit in on my 1S, anticipating that I would eventually get better hardware and it would look better and run, you know. Also, with the stuff being on Game Pass, I don't necessarily always feel the need to rush in. I just sort of dip in and out of some games. So I hadn't yet qualified for the Horizon lineup, so I did that. Popped a couple of achievements, and that unlocked something that was really cool for the first night on a new Xbox, the Halo showcase event. So I could drove Warhog, even though Halo Infinite got delayed. So that was cool. Cortana, good Cortana, not the mean Cortana. Calling out some fun little commentary. So it's cool. It's a cool sequence. And after that, I booted up the Series X version of Halo. Sorry, Halo? Destiny 2. Just to see how that ran, see if I can get the settings done. Bumped up the FOV like I did on PlayStation. Yeah, feels good, looks good, as you would expect. Runs well. Yeah, the controller feels really good with it. I don't know if it's just because it seems new-ish, but I like that new Xbox controller, and it felt really crisp in D2. So yeah, banged out a few bounties on Nessus, which I'm doing to finish a challenge for the season. Just a quick little run, because I only had a few hours, because again, finishing at 8, work again 8 the next morning, so I need to be up, so I can stay up super late. So I'll do some more tonight. Today I've overnight I stuck the disc in for the Division 2, which is an Xbox One game, but it's Series X aware, so it runs 4K 60 on the Series X, and Digital Foundry told me it looks real good, so that should be exciting. I got that as a gift from work on a disc. It's one of, I think it's like 2 Xbox One discs that I own. The other one is the Master Chief Collection, which I have installed from Game Pass now anyway, so I don't even need that disc. But yeah, you know, that'll be fun to get cracking into. I've also used my phone earlier to remote install Gears 5 because that's Series X optimized. So yeah, a couple of days off after tonight. Looking forward to that. I put in a food order today as well, so provided that I have to substitute anything, I'm making chili tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that too. Should be a couple of days. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue walking around here in the gardens here at work to get my movements and steps in and my exercise in for the day, and then head back upstairs. But that's gonna do it for the week, I think. Next week, as I said, with some cooking going on, some more games to play. I'll be back at work, but you know, only for a couple of days, so much quieter week next week. More time to enjoy the new Xbox and stuff. So check that out in the next one. Thanks for watching this one. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
It's a 3-pronged attack. Subliminal, liminal, and superliminal.
Superliminal?
I'll show you. Hey, you!
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, all right.
I'm in.